Hey there, welcome to Old Man Runner. In today's video, I'm going to compare this, the Invincible Run Flyknit, to this, the Invincible Run Flyknit 2. Spoiler alert, they're nearly identical. But first, I'm going to show you a video of me running around in them. Then I'm going to review and compare them. And finally, I'm going to see if I can recommend them. I bought these because, well, I've worn out these. I was intrigued by the Invincible when it was first announced and got a pair. I found it to be the best shoe I've run in when I had an injury. I put 300k into them, or 186 miles or thereabouts, and wore them out. I always like to have a pair on hand, and in this video I'm going to compare both versions. I made a short video of me running around in the Invincibles. I put chapter markers below, so if you don't want to watch that and just want the review, skip on to that. But I put the shoes to work, literally, at the Technological University Dublin. So let's go for a run and see the shoes in action. Hope you enjoyed my run in the Technological University Dublin in the East Quad. It was Saturday, it's summertime, so there weren't many people around, so I took advantage. But let's put the shoe on the turntable and look at its specifications. This shoe is a US 13, EU 47.5, UK 12, CM 31, BR 46. In this size, it weighs in the left shoe 378 grams or 13.35 ounces, and in the right shoe 375 grams or 13.25 ounces. It has a 36.6 millimeter stack height. It has a 9 millimeter drop. Nike say this about the Invincible Run Flyknit 2. The Nike ZoomX Invincible Run Flyknit 2 keeps you going with the same super soft feel that lets you feel the potential when your foot hits the pavement. It's one of our most tested shoes, still designed for you to stay on the track and away from the sidelines. Let's review the shoe and see if what Nike says is true. I made a couple of videos of the Invincible Run Flyknit, the first version, and I'll link those at the end. But the surprise in my initial impression was there wasn't much change. And much change there is entirely in the upper. It comes from my guess that ain't broke, don't fix it. School of Design. I made a video of me running in the first shoe and a review of the first shoe, and I'll link that at the end. And I also did a performance test running against the Alphafly, and again I'll link those at the end. But if I stick the light on, you'll get an idea of the porosity, I suppose, of the shoe. Not hugely, you can see the light coming through, but it's not as ventilated as other shoes that I have, but it's fine. For what I run in, it's fine. My overall conclusion of the top is it's different, but that doesn't necessarily make it better. This is going to be one of these things. It's not like the other kind of videos. The laces in the shoe are quite different. The cross section through the new lace is circular, which I quite like. And in the old one, it's more flat, more rectangular. The thing is that the eyelets are rectangular. So although the new lace is circular, it's no easier to pull. In fact, it's harder to pull through than the original. So no great improvement there. In terms of the tongue, it's still very padded. The shoe is very padded in the upper. All the contact points are padded. I don't think the new shoe is as padded as the last shoe, but only in tiny areas, despite the fact that it's a little bit heavier, which I find surprising. I don't find the heel on the new shoe to be as plush, we're talking small margins here, as the older shoe. It's the same as before. The cushion is kind of on the outside. There's this gap here for no apparent reason. This heel counter piece is a bit bigger. I think the only reason is to allow for a Nike logo to be attached, but who knows. But it does provide a bit of stability at the back of the heel. The liner is very thin, but then I suppose if the midsole is so thick, why would you have a thick liner? So the liner is thin and it's removable. When I got the Invincibles, I was intrigued by the sole. I was trying to wonder, is there anything in it other than a whole load of foam? So I was anxious to get to 300k in a shoe, which is the kind of distance that I usually retire shoes. So if you've seen the running video earlier, you'll see my buddy Liam, the workshop guru, sewing the shoe in half. And so here it is. This is the shoe as sewn in half. You can kind of see here, you can see it's just foam. That's all it is. It's just a Zoom X foam, a little bit of outsole, which has worn through on these ones. Interestingly, the stack height, tallest part appears here rather than sort of right at the back, and then it tapers down towards the front. You can kind of see the structure, how much padding there is in the heel, and you can see the tongue padded here, and all sorts of other little pieces, the removable liner, the thin removable liner, and yeah, so that's a cross section to the shoe. Might go through it in more detail in another video, but you can see the rectangular eyelets here. And yeah, I was, I suppose, pleasantly surprised to find there was no magic in the shoe. So there's no trickery, there's no zoom pods, there's no carbon plate, there's no funny air pockets. There's a lot of foam and a little bit of outsole. Speaking of outsole, it wore through. So yeah, I mean, a lot of my shoes will go beyond 300k without any bother. These ones, no, they were done and dusted. I spoke about the shoe being slightly heavier. It's about 375 grams or 12.25 ounces. Very, very marginally heavier than the previous one. It fits well. I find it's not overly tight. It's snug and true to size. I like the look of the shoe, but like the running feel, it takes some getting used to. Liam calls them my moon boots. I kind of like them. There's no great design improvements in the new one. I mentioned the laces. On this particular colorway, which is Siren Red, Team Red, green, strike and black, it has the reflective piece at the front, which the previous one did, but drops the reflective piece at the back. Now, I like reflective pieces. When it was first launched, when I first saw it last week or whatever, it was only available in men's in this color. In women's, it was available in teal. And then there's now a white version with, if you're on a woman, it's with pink, and with men with blue. I don't know why people do that, but they do. And it's also available in black. And then I looked this morning and there was another new colorway in women's. It depends on the region of the world you're in. And now there's more opening up. There'll be lots every day. I mean, there's about 8 colors, original colors still available. The running feel is unique in these shoes. I think I described it as cushy, mushy, plushy and slushy, which I think is reasonably accurate. I know after I first reviewed the Invincibles, I was uncertain about them. I just wasn't sure. But the more I ran on them, the more I liked it. But I find some people found it off-putting. I had a bad knee injury before Christmas. I could barely walk. It was incredible pain when I was driving. And I slowly got back by indoor cycling and using the Invincibles. Nike made a big deal of injury prevention. The jury's still out for me on that, but certainly in terms of being able to run with an injury, these were the ones I first got into, and so or the first shoe I was able to run in, and then was able to step out into some other shoes. So from that point of view, I really loved the fact that I had this shoe. One of the things is that many of my shoes go beyond 300k. I think the shoe that's lasting the best of the ones I have is the Brooks Hyperion Tempo, which at nearly 300k barely look like I've even run in them. These, they definitely did. I went out for a run around the block. It's very hard to compare shoes unless you've got two pairs, two versions, but I have two versions of these. One's got 300k or about 185, 186 miles on them. And so I went with one shoe on one foot, one shoe on the other foot. And I did notice a significantly less amount of rebound in the original shoe. So yeah, maybe 300k is about the limit of shoes, certainly the limit of these ones. In terms of grip, there's nothing special. There's these little sort of nipples on it. They wore clean through very fast on my original pair. So not great in the wet, nothing special in terms of grip. The use case for me is long, slow, easy running days, or days when I just have shot knees. But in terms of the pace, I was surprised at how quick I could run in them. They were 4% off the pace of the Alphaflys when I did a 1 kilometer test in them. And I've seen several people running marathons in them. So yeah, it's a shoe that I think splits opinion, but for me, it's great for long, slow, easy beat up days. The new version costs the same in Ireland as the previous version, €179 or 99 cents. As of today, it didn't seem to be available yet in the United States. That can't be far away. And in the UK, it's the same price at £164.95. In Australia, it went up by $10 to $260. But in reality, there's a lot of discounts available through Nike and elsewhere. On the Nike app, a couple of days ago, the men's version was 30% cheaper. Now it's only 19% cheaper. I don't know why. Presumably stuff is selling out, and it's the same price on the women's versions with no discount. But that will change, and of course it's available at a lot of independent retailers, and as soon as a new model comes out, the old model shoots down in price. I came to love running in the Invincible Run Flyknit. It's the ultimate comfort blanket, pacifier, soother, yada yada. It's kind of like that last thing you have in the medicine cabinet when things are really gone pear-shaped. It's the last thing, it's the last tool in the box. For me, it's nice to have a pair on hand or on foot for those days when you get the beaten up running blues. Should you buy this shoe? Well, no, buy the earlier version. It's almost certainly cheaper, coming very soon when the new one rolls in, and the older version is slightly lighter. Having said that, I'm delighted I have them. It's a shoe I do enjoy running in them when I need to and when I get injured. So yeah, it's great to have in hand. I hope I never need to run in them. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you did, it'd be great if you'd hit the like button. As always, there'll be lots of stuff down in the description below, and I'll happily answer any questions you put into the comments. There'll be a big blue subscribe button popping up there, and some red videos there. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, just keep running along.